continue delving into Mareh Yaakov. Although last year we didn't talk about Parshat Shavua this week. I thought there was something so fascinating and so important that I really wanted to share this with the group, because I think this will be something that will be discussed at your seders forever.
Ooh. Wow.
So this week's parsha we read the Vayetchanan, and we have a familiar phrase, Avadim hayinu lefarov b'Mitzrayim. So if we were going to try and parse this sentence, what do you think we would do with it? So if we were going to take this sentence, we might do a mapach pashta katon, so that this is what leads into the fact that we were there, or a mercha tipcha, simple exposition that we were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt. Pause. One of the major questions that comes up at Seder is the fact that Seder is an exercise in being thankful, and we thank God for having taken us out of Egypt, but then we go through the fact that God was the one who put us there in the first place. And the question always arises, the question begs the answer, so being in Egypt had to have been something that was for our good as well. It had to have been something that we needed. One of the descriptions of the Jewish people that keeps on coming up in Torah is Am Sheor. They're stubborn people. So how do you make stubborn people learn that they need to be thankful? You teach them what it is to be subservient, and then they can still have the concept of something else that is more important, that I owe something to, that I have to listen to or bow down to. So the concept of being slaves is what they needed. They needed to be somebody under somebody else's control, and to learn that skill, and then they could turn themselves over to being under Hashem's control, under God's control, and to accept that. So in fact, the fact that they were slaves was good and purposeful. A teaching moment was why they went down to Egypt. So if we're going to say that this was actually something sheltering or something good,
oh my God,
we're going to put a tavir there, avadim, and then hayinu lefarov b'Mitzrayim. But the rest of the sentence I won't bother to parse. But the most important thing is the fact that we were slaves has the tavir on it. Not only that, a tavir is a note that has a pause after it. We were slaves. That's the thing that stands out. And then hayinu, lightly connected to that, but moving forward from there. So yes, there's still the bad part about it, but there was also the object lesson that being slaves was there to teach, and it shows up in the notes. And I saw it, and I felt that I needed to share that with the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Beautiful. That is indeed a wonderful story.
Could also be going for when they were in the desert wandering, and they said, well, at least if we were back there, we would have food. Like, they were protected in a way, in that they had a home, they had their food. It wasn't what they would like, and it wasn't the life they would like, but it was better than the unknown.
So again, that's part of what they learned. Mm-hmm. They learned that the master takes care of you. Mm-hmm. You have to be loyal to the master, but the master will take care of you. Mm-hmm. And they hadn't quite grown out of that mentality with Pharaoh as the master and being able to turn to God who you couldn't see. But that's the idea. The master takes care of you. I am going to hand out some sheets here.
Oh,
Okay?
that's beautiful.